I think Marang is a bit more diverse than he shows because I feel like when he needs to AFK farm, he will AFK farm. I haven't played with any jungler in my like 8 years who can find or like walk around enemy jungle and find enemy jungler as well as he does.
Hey guys, this is Ashley King of Horizon Esports, and I'm joined by Odo Amne, the top laner of Rogue. After they do go 7-0 on the third week of 2022 LEC Spring Split. Thank you so much for joining me, and congratulations. How are you feeling right now?
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy with how we've been doing so far. I always said that this week was the really important week for us because I felt like for the first 5 games we had strength of schedule in a way because we would kind of see the teams that we faced in the first 5 games were kind of maybe the middle of the pack or bottom tier LEC teams, except for Mad Lions, of course. And I felt like having Fnatic and Vitality this week was kind of a big test for us to see if we're actually good or we just picked up wins because of our schedule. Because if we would have been like 5-2 or something, some people might have had the argument that they're playing bad against the top tier teams and they're just collecting free wins on the bad teams. So it feels really good to keep up the same form we had for the first 5 games, even into like objectively harder teams or like at least more hyped teams.
Who did you think was gonna be a tougher opponent, Fnatic or Team Vitality?
I felt that stylistically, at least for me, how I would perceive the game would be a bit harder against Vitality, because I felt like Selfmade is a bit more unpredictable as a jungler, and Alphari is a bit more active in lane compared to the duo of Razork and Wander. But I think full team-wise, I feel like for us as a team, we were more concerned about the Fnatic game. But for my own performance, I felt like Vitality would have been maybe a bit more difficult because I felt like there would be more action around the top lane than in the Fnatic game. So I felt like I had to be on my toes a bit more against Vitality than against Fnatic. But it didn't really look that way, I think. So it kind of looked reversed. I felt like there was a lot more action on top lane against Fnatic than against Vitality. So that was like a bit not what I expected. But I feel like we reacted very good to both teams.
And you briefly mentioned Selfmade, and I think on the Rift today we saw two drastically different junglers in terms of playstyle. When we think of Selfmade, we usually think of very unpredictable jungle pathing, as well as he perhaps, from the outside perspective at least, tends to focus on his own growth and tries to carry the game that way. While even though Malang has only been playing in the LEC for 3 weeks, he's more known for ganking the lanes, helping out the lanes instead of focusing more on his CS. Can you tell me more about this playstyle from Malang and how that fits into the rest of the Rogue comp?
I think Marang is a bit more diverse than he shows because I feel like when he needs to AFK farm, he will AFK farm. But I think he's really good at identifying win conditions for us, or like what laners really need, because his playstyle is quite unique in the sense that I haven't played with any jungler in my like 8 years who can find or like walk around enemy jungle and find enemy jungler as well as he does. So that's kind of bizarre and something new for me, because I'm not used to having this much information on enemy jungler, and I feel like he knows his timings well when it's good to sacrifice maybe one camp for this sort of information, because it helps the laners a lot. And I don't know, I don't really think that it's more that he ganks a lot. I think this is kind of the unique part about him, is that his playstyle is around finding enemy jungler. I feel like he's also kind of abusing maybe catch-up XP too much, because yesterday we were winning super hard, and he was super ahead. He was like five kills or something,
Yeah.
and I'm like, my jungler is like 60 CS behind, and I sometimes I'm like, my call. I mean, it's a bad call, but sometimes in game I'm like, guys, I think we should let Marang farm for a bit, because I'm always concerned. That he's behind, but in reality, he just seems to not care, and he's just making the game more stable and better for him as well, even if he's behind in CS, just with like the information he gains, because he's not scared of just running away from the jungler, because I think today Xin Zhao was looking to fight him a lot, and he was just running away, and he was just finding random lanes to gank with Predator, and Xin Zhao didn't find the fight against him just because he's like, well, you're here and you want to fight, I'm just gonna run away. And I feel like that's something he does very well, and not a lot of junglers in EU have done.
Maybe some secret Damogia strats that he
Yeah,
learned from Kenya.
probably. He's bringing Damwon to LEC.
You know what? Like, I was talking to Malang recently, and he said, hey, why are you prioritizing ganking so much?" And he answered, there are more angles to gank in LEC. And I'm like, is that a sly comment on the LEC laners?
I think it's more so. I think it's flame more towards LEC junglers, because I feel like Inspired, for example, last year he was crazy good, but at the same time I felt like everyone was just trying to do what he's doing, and everyone is just AFK farming and never ganking. So it felt like the games were like super slow, or like nothing was volatile or nothing was happening. And now I get to experience this contrast with Marang, and he's like making stuff happen everywhere. And it also works because enemy junglers are just AFK farming. So I feel like his style in a way is good versus this sort of style, because laners got used so much to junglers just AFK farming that they don't respect jungle timings or jungle ganks as often as they used to in the past. And he's just here to kind of abuse it.
Do you think this 2022 Rogue roster is or has the potential to be better than the 2021 iteration?
I think this style is for sure going to be more dynamic than 2021. I feel like 2021 we were really limited in the stuff we were playing or the way we wanted to play. And I mean, like talent-wise, you could say that maybe we downgraded, but at the same time, it looks like our team chemistry and cohesion, and also our mid and late game is so much better than it used to be in 2021. I feel like rogue time is kind of gone. It's a lot easier to control the map, and I also feel like in the long run, players get along better than in 2021, and that makes progress a lot easier for us. So I think that maybe like on paper talent-wise it's not as good as 2021, but I think overall in gameplay, I think it can be better than 2022 just because it's just a lot easier to play now.
This is my final question. Back in 2020 and 2021, Rogue did not make it past group stage, and I know that Rogue as a team, and also as you as a player, has always aspired higher. How far do you think Rogue, I know that this is super far away, can reach at the end of 2022? And what would it mean for you if Rogue can make it past group stage?
The thing that I feel like is the bane in a lot of teams, or a lot of good teams, or a lot of perceived good teams, is the fact that meta can just randomly change before Worlds, and all of a sudden you become a bad team because of a bad patch for like stylistically your team. But I don't know, if the trend keeps on going with Rogue looking good and progressing as we have been, then I think definitely maybe getting out of groups is a thing, because like our playstyle is solid for now. And for me as a player, I guess for the org as well, because the org tried 1 year before me, before I joined the org. They tried to make it out of groups and they failed. We were closer last year, actually pretty close. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's just further confirmation that I'm still at the top and I deserve to still be at the top, because I feel like last year, even though it ended the way it ended, was a really good year for me, because for a while people have been putting me off, and I feel like in a way people are just bored of me, of being in LEC for so long, that they just want me gone, and they always make this narrative that I'm washed up or I'm not good anymore. But to just be reaffirmation to myself and confirmation that I'm still good and I'm still at the top, and that people need to respect me and my name.
And I'll look forward to it. Once again, thank you so much for this conversation, Odoamne, and best of luck for the rest of the LEC.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.